Back. Let's move to Russell Westbrook, who just clinched his NBA record, third straight season averaging a triple-double. But not everyone in the league is all that impressed. According to an anonymous poll of fellow NBA players conducted by The Athletic, Westbrook was voted the most overrated player in the league in a tie with Draymond Green. I find this rather fascinating and somewhat agree with it. And that's not to say he's not great, but his greatness may be a bit overrated.
Overrated, huh?
No way.
This is the hate list, and it always goes down like this. I remember being a hate list. This is the jealousy list. Look at these names: Russell Westbrook, Jimmy Butler, James Harden. Oh, wow, LeBron.
You got to be rated to be overrated. They can't pick out some.
How are you're doing something that no one has ever done in the game of basketball.
Period.
And you're overrated?
The rules.
What could define the fact that I'm doing
like 38% from the field? It's still a game about putting it in the hole.
Yeah, but he also facilitates. He also grabs rebounds as a guard. Like, he does so much that it's sad that the likability comes into the conversation when you talk about these lists, and that's what navigates it a lot more than how much ball and production you really give me. I'm not putting any credence into this.
I feel like the players are, because I'm surprised that the players aren't giving him more love and credit. I mean, because as a former player, I know how hard it is to go get a triple-double. I never got one in the league. And I'm quite sure that there's a lot of cats that go to the rec center can't get a triple-double. And he's doing it on the highest level. And over the last 3 years, they going 74 and 25 when he gets a triple-double. So that translates to when he gets it, they win. He's, the last 3 years, first in assists this season, last year first, third in assists. To do those things, that's a talent in its own.
You got to be rated to be overrated.
But you got to be talented to be able to lead the league in assists back-to-back years and be able to get, because the assist is leading a guy to a basket. That's a talent. That's an art form. 10th in rebounds the last 3 years. So he's top 10 in those two things. That's all work. That's an art form, knowing how that ball bounces off the rim. So for somebody to say he's overrated for all the work he put in, well, whoever said that, how many triple-doubles they got in their career?
Donut.
Look, so I know when I'm saying this, people will say I'm picking on Westbrook, but I'm not. He's great at what he does, top 5 talent in the league. No question, put that out there right now. But we've all seen players clear out for certain players to get rebounds. We've all seen that. We see how players hold the ball to make sure that their pass leads to an assist. Not they don't hold it and let them get the hockey assist. We see that. And one thing, I will say this about players. Now that our votes have become public, when we're voting all NBA, players always talk about, and they come to me criticizing my pick. They was like, you know what? The players know. The players know. That's why we should have a vote and say, and that's why they've gotten a say during the All-Star voting process. So, to me, this speaks volumes because this is coming from his peers. You can call it hate, Marcellus. You can call it hate all you want.
47
But
peers.
listen.
47
you hear fans.
peers.
You hear fans. You hear people on social media.
120 voters, but he got 47.
He got 47.
You got 40, but you hear the fans and what they're saying on social media about, criticizing all these players, they jump out the way to let them get rebounds. Obviously, now we see the players who are playing the game, who are right there in the action, the thick of things, they're saying the same thing.
Well, look, Whitlock kept saying you got to be rated to be overrated. I wonder whether they properly rate Russell Westbrook, because maybe it's just an absurd initial rating, and then you're like, oh, he's not that good.
No. What they're saying is,
because I don't see it.
What their reaction is, they're saying the media is overrating Russell Westbrook.
I think they're underrating him. I think if you look at what the media is not shining a light on the greatness that he's going through these last 3 years. Think about when Oscar Robertson, I remember growing up, my pops, oh man, Oscar Robertson had a triple-double. Magic Mike could do it, but it's never been done. That's folklore. He's done it 3 straight years, and people say, oh, you know what? The triple-double doesn't mean as much. That is so much BS. Come on, triple-double don't mean no money.
You know the game has changed.
It's changed.
There's more possessions.
Yeah.
There's more opportunities.
Okay, so what does that mean?
That means there's more opportunities to get rebounds.
Well, why ain't nobody else doing it?
Thank you.
Well, why ain't nobody else? There's more opportunity. Why ain't nobody else doing it? Please tell me that.
The stats are up as a whole.
That's what I need to know. Why ain't nobody else getting triple-doubles like
I
this?
can answer the question.
Go ahead.
I can answer the question. Because no one else has made that their primary focus.
Well, he has to do it to win. I just riddled off the 74-25 record when he gets a triple-double. So they need him to do that to win, to be successful.
That's your opinion.
No, that's a fact. Those are hard numbers.
It's not a fact, though, that's what they have to do to win. Yes, they do win when that happens.
There you go.
But it's not a
That's
fact,
a fact then.
that they need to do that in order for them to win.
I don't know how it don't go hand in hand.
But I mean, how far?
They lose in the first round.
How far?
Okay, well, tell me when one person got it done.
When KD was there,
he was on the team too.
Tell me when one person. But when did one person get it done?
I'm not listening.
So that's what y'all asking him to get triple doubles, put everybody on your back, don't get beat in the first round by yourself. Hey, what help does he have?
Eddie.
He got Paul George now, right?
Eddie. Well, hold on.
And he changed his game for Paul George.
Hey, I agree with you. Listen, I agree with you. But look, there's some criticism. Some players have criticism towards Chris Paul because they feel like he's somebody who controls the ball, who's going to have the ball 19 of the 24 seconds.
Well, who's criticizing that? Because he's a great point guard and go as a first ballot Hall of Fame. So that's another hater.
That's my point.
No,
stop hating. Gotta be hating. Hey, you know what it is? When somebody balling out, if you can't do it, they like to poke holes in it. If you can't do something you don't like, I'm going to poke holes in that. That's not that impressive. Stop it.
Eddie.
I love it.
You're on TV now.
I know where I'm at.
The conversation inside a locker room, you know this, is often far different than on TV. The conversation you guys would have as players about, man, the media don't know what they're talking about, here's what's really going on, happens all the time. And so, again, that's all that I think is being reflected here. NBA players given their anonymity and being able to say what they really think and not worry about what social media is going to say or how's it going to come off on TV.
Well, if you really feel that way, put your name next to it.
Because we're seeing the reaction.
Stop being anonymous.
You see it from these two.
Hold on.
Stop being anonymous.
He can't win for losing.
Right.
The narrative was you overdoing it, Westbrook, and you ran
Shoot too
KD
much,
out.
right.
Then he starts to say, okay, let me be understated in my game. And then all of a sudden,
Eddie House
that's not
and
good
Marcellus. These are why these players aren't coming out publicly and saying how they feel.
Which way is up when it comes to Russell Westbrook? He tied for first with Draymond Green. That's not the same thing. Whatever you think of Draymond Green, you can say, okay, he's benefiting. Look at you trying to turn away. Bring your Bay Area butt back over here. That's okay.
Draymond, you can see that, but not.
Oh, we can see the Draymond, the defensive player of the year. We can see that. That's okay.
Take Draymond, put him on another team, tell him to be the catalyst. Can you move him to another team and he be that successful?
That's being the man. Is right, but that's what people say.
No, but I'm saying that's why you overrated, though. That's why you say the overrated.
He's overrated.
That's why the catalyst in Golden State. He's a bit player. He's their fourth best player. And again, so he's not rated as highly as Russell Westbrook. Again, so in order to be overrated, you have to be rated. Russell Westbrook is rated really, really high. This is not some great insult. This is just some people saying he's a little overvalued.
Let me tell you about the Draymond thing, right? What happened in the finals when he got suspended? Oh, if he would have played, they would have won. So how big is he to that team?
Oh, get this.
See what I'm fourth best player.
But how big? So that means overrated right there.
Coming up.
Yes.
Mike McCarthy just fired back
About
an embarrassing report about his Packers tenure. We'll get into that and some other big NFL stories as we